Whatever you used to like to do that you enjoyed and it fulfilled you, why does it have to stop now just because you can't become a parent?
Welcome to Mama's Playground. This is Darlene.
And this is Monica.
So I want to start this episode with this quote that I read researching for today's topic, and I loved it. And it's, when I was young, I wanted to be single. When I was single, I wanted to be married. When I was married, I wanted to have kids. And now I just want to drink.
People are going to think you're such a lush. They're going to be like, wow, this girl drinks a lot.
No, oh my God, no, don't say that. It's a quote. I read it. And because this is coming from somebody, it's an unknown. I don't know who wrote this quote. But it's coming from somebody that needs a break.
Yeah.
Because, life happens. And so we love listening, like getting your feedback or ideas for future shows, right? And so one of my friends, I'm not even going to mention her name to not get her in trouble, but she said, why don't you do one on how to, take care of yourself while taking care of the rest of the family?
Yeah.
And that's something that, and I want to also talk to men, because there's men out there that they're the ones that are like, and I know one of them that he's the one taking care of the kids. The wife is the one that's working right now. And the same thing happens. So it can go either or. As a parent, you tend to lose yourself by either trying to bring home to money to the home, or taking care of the kids, or feeding the kids, or keeping a clean house. And then we forget about ourselves.
Yeah, we forget about our interests,
Yeah.
what we liked, who we are at the core, right? Because now we have all these different layers: mom, worker, spouse, this. And then you, Darlene, is like, you're not even there anymore. All these layers have taken over.
Yeah. And it's when we're growing up, they say like, you have to get prepared to go to college and create your own identity. And it's all about us. And suddenly, when we get married and we have kids, all of that kind of like takes a back seat. So let's talk about ways in which we could take care of ourselves, because like in the airplanes, they say, put your life vest on and then put the children's.
Yeah, you
and
first.
You first. And we forget to do that. And when we do the me first, then we start getting the mom guilt.
It's true.
Like, I shouldn't be spending all this money getting this for me because Luna needs shoes for school and clothes and backpack and all that stuff. And that happens a lot. I go to the store to get something for me and I end up bringing stuff for her. And that needs to change.
I mean, I guess it's something, when you're thinking, obviously you're not going to stop thinking about your kids, you're going to do things for them. But yes, not forgetting who you are. Like if before kids, before marriage, before anything, you loved to act, you loved to dance, you loved to paint. Why put those things? I mean, it's not only the career thing or the hobbies, but anything. You like to put your makeup on, you like to, whatever you used to like to do that you enjoyed and it fulfilled you. Why does it have to stop now just because you can't become a parent? And I think it also has to do with generations, because if you tell the people back in the day, a grandmother back in the day, like, I'm going to put myself first, they're going to look at you and go, hold on a minute. Because back in the day, that was not unheard of. Like, you ask an 80-year-old woman now, I'm going to put me first. I'm going to go to that dance class. And you know what? My kid's going to stay with so-and-so while I go do my dance class. It's like, how could you? Like, that's your, it depends on, again, culture and all that. But I've noticed that, this is like not a newer thing. This is more of a newer
rebellious feminism, a little bit there of,
they want to take it like that, but I don't think it's that at all. I think it's, at the end of the day, it's like, you deserve to take care of yourself. You deserve to feel good. You deserve to continue doing the things that you like. It's just finding the time to do it.
Yeah. No, it's when you said the makeup part, this happens to me all the time. We're getting ready to go out. And obviously Fabian gets ready like in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, Luna's hair and then her clothes, and she's in this stage where she wants also to choose, so I need to make sure she's choosing the right clothes and depending on where we're going. And I get her ready, her backpack, her lunchbox, her whatever I need to bring, and then I get in the car and I'm like,
and you look at yourself,
I forgot to put makeup on, I didn't brush my hair, and I'm like, and this happened the other day, and I'm like, I look like a freaking mess.
Yeah, I look like shit.
Exactly.
I look like shit, and everybody else is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of like, what do we do? So, I mean, I'm thinking, and again, like I have to put this in practice is then start getting ready a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Or just, set up times for yourself. Tell your family, okay, for the next hour, I want to go do yoga in the room. I want to do this. Like, I need me time. I want to go to the bathroom by myself.
Oh my God. Now that you're saying that, I remember when I was, living with my parents, obviously younger and so on. And I remember we'd be having to go, I don't know, anywhere, a communion, whatever, a party. And my mom would lock the door. Like while she was taking it, like she would finish doing everything. She'd have our clothes laid out. She'd take care of my dad. She would even put his clothes out. They would get dressed. And then I would go to her room to go open the door and it was locked. And I was like knocking on the door, like, open. And she wouldn't open the door. And now I understand why she does it. It's like she only would take that 40 minutes or whatever to herself to take a shower, get herself ready, and her be okay and have that peace while she's taking a shower, going to the bathroom, getting herself dressed. I get it now. I understand. And I don't do that. I don't do it. And I probably did it twice. I locked the door and my kids were banging and banging and banging.
It's so hard. Like we were talking in another episode, Luna, now she puts like her fingers under the door.
Yeah.
And I'm like there sitting, doing my thing. Sometimes I'm not even doing my thing. Sometimes I'm just sitting there taking a break from...
And again, it's not only the dance class, it's not only the acting, which those are very important things. Like, I think you cannot forget your identity. Like the things that you used to love doing before all of this happened, it's still within you. The thing is, you have forgotten because it's packed all the way down to the bottom with all the other shit you've got going on. And then it's like when frustration starts or when you're not feeling good, you're like, why am I feeling like this? Well, so you're not taking care of yourself. You're not doing the things that you love. And I speak from obviously big time experience. I get so frustrated with myself when I see that I do everything for everybody else. And then when it comes to me, I'm like, I don't do anything. I spend time at home and then I cancel plans with sometimes friends because I want to take care of everything in the house and this and that. And then I'm frustrated with myself. Yeah. And then Benjamin will come and say, well, that's your fault because you could be doing X, Y, and Z and you don't do it.
Oh, Fabian does the same thing to me. I don't know. That's the thing. We need to make it a point that we do take care of ourselves because, we have husbands that are supportive, that they'll be like, do what you got to do. We'll stay with the kids. Your parents can take care of the kids. My parents as well. But we just don't do it. And we have to. We have to say like, okay, I need this hour. I need to go get my hair done. I need to.
What's more,
it's hard.
I was not going to say the bad word, but more effed up on this whole thing is the fact that it's true. And then we get mad at everybody around us because we're frustrated, but nobody is stopping us from doing these things.
Yeah.
And it's like, who is stopping you? We are. What is the reasoning? I have no freaking clue. I don't know why I stopped going to a dance class or why didn't I? And then everything is always an excuse. And then I get mad. Let's say I get mad at Benjamin because I'm frustrated. And he's like, it's not my fault you didn't go and do this that you like to do. It's your fault. Like, hello.
So you keep saying dance. Do you want to take a dance class?
I loved, before Zumba and stuff like that. I used to like those things. I like to go dance. I enjoy it 100%. Like I would be the first one that you say, let's go out dancing on a weekend. I would love it, and we stopped. That's how me and Benjamin fell in love. We fell in love dancing. We love reggaeton. We love like all these type of like, it's fun though. We would have such a great time. And when you stop doing those things, you start to lose yourself because it's something that we really did enjoy doing.
Yeah.
So whether it's going to take a Zumba class, whether it's going to do, you like to act, you're an actress. Like let's say you just forgot about all that. You forgot who Darlene is at a core, which she really liked.
Yeah, I did.
But that's what I'm saying. It shouldn't be like that. Like it shouldn't.
That's one thing. Trying to or getting new hobbies or going back to school to study something. And that's another thing. Fabian has been like super supportive, but I'm like, financially right now I can't do this and I don't have the time. And one thing that happens to me, and I realized doing this podcast, it's crazy how hard for me it is to delegate. And I think I've talked about this before. Yeah. But right now, even, the guys, they edit for us. And I'm still like, wait, no, I want to make sure the editing is good. Blah, blah, blah. And at home, the same thing happens. Like, it's hard. Like, if my mom comes, how can I help you? And I'm like, no, I got it. And it's hard. And that's one thing that we need to start doing also. We need to start delegating at home. We need to tell the kids, help me fold the laundry, or at least help me put it in the basket. Help me clean your room.
Because
they should be doing it.
If you have more hands on deck, you have a little bit more time if you choose. Because again, maybe we even have some time.
Yeah.
There we go. We may have some time. There may be a day that we have 2 hours, and those 2 hours, instead of doing something that we love, that's good for us, we continue to do chores. We continue to cater to everybody else. And it's kind of like, when do you stop? And again, this is not a feminist comment. I am not a feminist. But lots of time, and I think that's why you see memes on social media and you see a lot of people ranting on women especially. I feel like the women usually takes on that huge load. Men don't really care too much if the clothes is folded, or clean or whatever. At least not in my case, you know what I mean? Like
some do,
but not like us.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, at least not like me. You know, I like to see my stuff organized. I cannot go to bed without things, you know? And so I take it upon myself, and he's like, well, you're stressing out about some, stupid stuff. And I'm like, it's not stupid to me. Yeah. It bothers me. So then you fill in the extra time that you could have for yourself doing little things that are, it's not fulfilling. It's just chores.
I'm thinking about, could it be also like a cultural thing that, I mean, I don't know, we're both Hispanic. Our husbands probably grew up like having mom do everything for them. We probably saw it growing up ourselves. And I don't know, could it be something that we just think that we have to be the ones taking care of everything in the house? And the kids are getting spoiled because we're doing everything for them. So I wonder, maybe it has to do with that.
Or maybe we're control freaks, and that's what it is. And maybe we have a control freak like little trait in there. And
so I said earlier, trouble delegating. So it's called actually control freak.
It's
right?
control freak. Yeah,
I'm a control freak.
But you know what? I tend to see that a lot of women tend to be control freaks. Yeah. We want everything organized. We want everything perfect. And talking to one of my friends, a really good friend of mine, she also has 2 kids. She lives far away. She works. She takes care of the family. She does the chores in her house and all that. It's the same thing. She's like, I am going freaking bananas. I don't have any time for myself. I'm frustrated. I'm blowing up, and I'm like, this is not something new. This is not something that you and I just talk about. I've talked to many different friends, women, and they have said, I am tired of doing everything. He doesn't really care about these things, but I do, and I'm like, is it sometimes that maybe we're seeing things wrong? Maybe we should be a little bit more.
It's our problem because we both have supportive husbands and parents, grandparents that help kids us. That can help. So it's up to us. It's up to us to saying like once a month or twice a month, we're going to do girls' night out. We're going to set it up but then we've been trying to do happy hour, Monica and myself and our other friend. And it's been hard because it's like, oh, wait, this day, no, the kids have karate. This day, no, Luna has baseball. This day, I have a doctor's appointment. I have this. We need to also like make an appointment. Like if it was a doctor's appointment, we should call a reservation line.
It's true.
Say, we need a girls' night out.
A girls' night out to talk, to chat, to make yourself look pretty, feel good, and have that time for yourself. And it's not just girl night. Again, it is everything from, even if there was hobbies that you really enjoy doing and you just left it to the side. Again, the kids will grow one day. We know this, yet we don't practice it. The kids are going to grow one day. And if God willing, we live to be 100, they're going to leave. And when they leave, it's kind of like, what happened to me? Who am I? Who am I? Like, I'm no longer, like, who am I? Where's the things that I enjoyed to do or the things that I love to do? Why did I stop? And then that's when you see people in their 70s, which, I bow down to them, that start saying, you know what, I'm going to go back to school. I'm going to study this thing that I never got to do.
Or the sport that they're all playing, the pickleball.
Yeah, or whatever. Yeah, the pickle.
Is it called pickleball? Yes.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Pickle, it's I don't know. It's really hard, man. And I think it comes down to, and I used to do meditation and all that years ago, and I would try to be present. I think it comes down to being present. Stop doing the automatic pilot thing. Fill the things in by day and say, okay, in this day, I've got 24 hours. Well, where am I going to fit that hour for me? There has to be that hour for me. What is it? I don't know. Is it writing? Is it reading? Is it going to talk to Darlene and vent for an hour? What is it that's going to fulfill me? And I have to put at least some time in it.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you have freaking 24 hours and we can't figure out a little time for ourselves.
And we need to delegate. And sometimes we don't want to do it. Oh, I don't want the kids doing it. Make it a fun thing. Like you can be like, if you have, for example, you have 2, so you're going to be in charge of the snack department. You're the trash department, and you're going to be great at what you do.
Yes, free mommy.
Get them excited. Free mommy. Oh my God. Can we get some t-shirts
Free mommy. You know what?
Free
We're going to
mommy.
do a hashtag of this. Free mommy. And it is. Free mommy. It doesn't mean that we're going to leave our kids and never come
Or
back.
our husbands.
And never come back. It's like free mommy. And free mommy, like an hour, 2 hours. I mean, dude, 24 hours. And I know 8 of those or 7 or 6 of those we sleep, but the rest we have to carve in that little time for ourselves, whatever it is.
But it is our fault, and we need to make it a point to take care of our needs.
Yeah.
For example, Fabian, he goes to soccer like 2-3 times a week, and that's his outing. And I asked him yesterday, I'm like, what do you do like to stay like sane? And he's like, soccer. And he does music. So that, talking about music, another thing, I started doing that recently. Like, I'll put my headphones while I'm doing the dishes or whatever, and just put like music that you want to listen to. Because if not, Luna has like Gabby's Dollhouse
All day
like
long.
looping, and it's like, okay, I need a break. So listening to music that, I don't know, I like, from the 80s, Erasure, all that stuff that takes me back to, when I was getting ready to go out to the
When we were younger.
disco parties. Younger.
We're still young, but when we were younger.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. It's funny when we bring up the soccer thing, like Benjamin as well. Obviously, they're both Colombian. They like soccer. That's like in their culture, right? And Benjamin plays soccer 2 days out of the week. And I've gotten in arguments with him, not because I don't want him to play soccer. This is where there's that misconception, because sometimes we'll get in arguments and he thinks it's because he's going to soccer. No, it has nothing to do with that. Is that I take on the load during those days of what's going on. And I feel like you go to soccer 2 days out of the week. And what about me? Like, what am I doing? And then I get frustrated. And here's the realization that I'm having here in this podcast. And I've had it before, but really setting it in stone. The problem is me, because it's true. It's like he takes that time. He says, you know what? No, I'm going to go to the gym. Too bad if there's chores and this and that. I need that hour for myself. And I'm like, wow, how could you be so selfish? Mm-hmm. Well, I need to start being a little bit more selfish. But it's hard, because then I get mom guilt, or I get guilt that things didn't get taken care of. And then I say, if I don't do it now, then who's going to do it? This is that constant
like, let me
cycle.
get this over with right now. Let me clean the kitchen. Let me do this. And there's always something. Then the kids come from school and they say, Mom, a snack every 2 minutes. Mom, I need a snack. It's, and you're constantly catering to your kid,
everyone,
to your spouse. And again, we need to cater to ourselves, but it's our fault.
It is our fault.
Because we need to say, you know what, you're going to do soccer today. Tomorrow I'm going to do yoga. For the thing is that I do it at home. I need to start going to a place. Yeah.
A coworker of mine said to myself, no, because married years as well. Yeah, she's in her 50s or whatever. Her kids are a little bit older. And she says, I've come to a point, because they would argue as well of chores and this and that. She's like, I have to take on the load. I can't deal with it. That she got to a point where le da la vista gorda, ¿verdad? Like she doesn't. And if you don't understand what that means, it's basically like, that's it. She's putting blinders on. She's not worrying about it. And she's going to go take care of herself, where it's hard, because there's where that control thing comes on, and we just have to darnos la vista gorda.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have to. And another thing, cooking whatever you want to eat, not what everybody wants.
The simple pleasures.
Yeah.
And you know what? You don't want to eat that, too bad. That's what there is.
Yeah. So you have to do that. La vista gorda.
Yep. And now we have a new hashtag, free mommy. We're going to start using this.
Free mommy. So really like you listening out there, again, we started saying that this was also for men, for daddies that are at home. Obviously, we're 2 women, so we're talking more out of our experience as mothers. Absolutely. And wanting to do everything. Mommy out there, take a break.
Yeah.
Think about what you wanted to do when you were younger that you never got to do, or something that you were doing that you really enjoyed, and sign up for the classes. And there's a lot that an hour or 2 a week that you can just do something for yourself. It's going to help. It's going to help in the household too. Sometimes when Fabian is like, he has so much work, and he goes, I'm going to go to soccer. And I'm like, honey, but you have so much work and deadlines. And he said, I need it. Or if we're like in an argument and he goes to soccer, he comes back and he's a whole different person. So I'm like, yes, go do your soccer. And we women, we need to go do our thing too.
Yeah, find your soccer. In this case, we keep talking about soccer. Find your soccer in your life, whatever that may be. It could be an hour at the gym. It could be the hour with the girlfriend at happy hour, or 2 hours at happy hour. It could be whatever it is. It could be dancing in the garage by yourself, sweating it out to music that you like, but find your soccer time.
Yeah. And then you can bring your family to join you. Like if what you want to do is go hiking, if you live in a place where you can do it, not us right now, then bring your family with you. Like make it a trip. But it's something that you want to do.
Yeah, that's something that fulfills you, that you like. So don't forget about yourself. I think that's the main takeaway of this podcast. Don't forget about yourself. We have I always say, and this is not drabby, I'm not trying to be like dark, but we have limited years on this earth. Like, why would you spend it? Why do we spend it complaining and this and that and blah, blah, blah. Stress when we have the option. It's nobody else's fault. We have control over our own lives, and we need to start seeing how we do the things that we love, because one day we won't be able to, and it'll be too late to look back and say, why didn't I do X, Y, Z? Oh, because of the family. That's not an excuse, So,
and age doesn't matter. And look at us. We're doing this podcast. We're here every week, and that's time for ourselves, where we're learning again, because we researched the episodes and we're learning. And we're not perfect. Everything that we've talked about today, at least I have to put it in practice for sure.
I'm walking away with, again, it's in my face again, conscious that I also need to make some time for myself. Find that thing that I love to do and do it.
So with that said, guys, do you.
Do you. And free mommy. That's a hashtag.
And find your soccer.
Exactly. Those are the 3 takeaways.
I know. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. And hit us up on Instagram, mamas.playground. Give us feedback, share, subscribe, all that.
Yes. Besitos. And we love you guys.
Bye.